Well, first of all, diabetes runs in my family on my mother's side. When I say everybody got diabetes, well, they don't
Hmm.
call it diabetes, they call it the sugar.
Sugar.
I think I'm the only one that says diabetes. My family calls it sugar in Chicago.
Okay.
And so it was something that I was used to seeing little, little insulin sticks. And, I was used to my mom going to the hospital because she had, little complications and insulin attacks and things like that. So I didn't think anything about it, even when I had lost my mom to diabetic complications. And every
Mm.
time I go to the doctor, he would say things like you're borderline diabetic, you're pre-diabetic. And I would say to him, does that mean I'm going to die? And he goes, well, Sherri, you're not going to die. And I would go, well, as long as I'm not going to die. And I would go back to eating exactly the way I ate. I didn't do any research, nothing. And I started tingling my
Mm.
fingertips. Tingling, my vision started getting blurry. I was going to the bathroom all the time. My brain was a little foggy. My feet were tingling, all the signs. And I went to the doctor, and it was a black woman, it was a black doctor. And I had on stiletto heels. And she said, you like those stiletto heels? I said, I sure do. That's all I wear. And she said, well, you won't be wearing them with your foot cut off. And that like hit me so hard. I was so used to it being called the sugar. I was used to seeing at Thanksgiving my Uncle Roland. We would all eat crazy and everybody would be asleep. I never knew that was the blood sugar was going through the roof. I was used to seeing them wheeling Uncle Roland, and Uncle Roland only had one leg. We were used to him having one leg. We were used to somebody saying, my leg is swollen up. It was normal in our family, but I never saw anybody say, we never had anything healthy. Everything had hog mog in it,
Hmm.
or was deep fried. But I
Okay.
think it literally took it was education that I had to get. I had to start reading things. But no, not at first did I do anything, because I didn't want to face that something was wrong. Because with diabetes, they call diabetes the silent killer.
Yes. Yes.
Because by the time you see the external effects of diabetes, it has wreaked so much havoc inside. And because I didn't see anything, when you hear about cancer, you hear about chemo and stuff like that. With diabetes, I really wasn't feeling anything. I would get
Right.
sleepy, I would get irritable if I had a cheesecake. Sometimes my brain was foggy, but I didn't see anything. So
And
that's
did
why I
you just
kept
think
it.
that was normal? As you said, just kind of sitting around watching everyone else eat and do the same thing. You kind of think that's normal?
You kind of think it's normal. And even when you go through stuff, let me tell you about Black women. We deal with so much.
Hmm.
Sometimes we make not feeling good normal, because
Yeah.
we
Yep.
put ourselves last,
Yep.
because we got to get this done for my dear. We got to get Papa this. We got to get Uncle so and so. We got to take care of the kids. We're so used to caring for everybody else that when our gut tells us, and our gut is really God talking to us,
Hmm.
when our
Hmm.
gut tells us something, we just tend to ignore it, and then we make it normal, not feeling good.
So Sherri, when the doctor told you that you had pre-diabetes, did they tell you anything about how to work on preventing diabetes, or did it just say just change up, just start doing things differently? Did they give you any real strategies or refer you to anybody that could help you make those changes?
They tried. I just wasn't listening.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
kind of wish that would have had someone also aside from a doctor, maybe a friend who could have talked to me about this, of what it meant in the practical.
Okay.
And, so once I found out about it, then I started going to organizations to help me, and then started listening, you know.
Okay. So there were lifestyle changes that you had to make even to manage diabetes. And our program is called, ironically or very, very strategically, our program is called Change Your Lifestyle, Change Your Life. And you will
Absolutely.
hear it referred to as CYL squared, which is short for Change Your Lifestyle, Change Your Life,
Right.
because that's what we help individuals do. And we actually have them meet with our trained lifestyle coaches every week in weekly sessions for 16 weeks. And then for the rest of the year, they meet every, like twice a month. And they get the camaraderie of a group working with them to help them make those changes. They learn how to eat differently. They learn how to continue eating well and
Yeah.
swapping out different things and recipes, the things that you've been able to do. Now, we teach our participants to do that to prevent diabetes. Now I know, just because I follow you and I read the books, I hear you talking, but I want others to hear some of the ways you've made changes, those specific changes in your eating habits, in your movement, because so many people think that's too hard to do and they prefer to just go on the medication. But if you look at those commercials for the medication that we see every other show or every other commercial break, you see that long list of issues, and it says, aside from the side effects, they talk about with proper diet and movement, physical activity. So I want to hear you talk a little bit more about that, because I know you can make the point better than I can. So.
Yeah, it is. You are so right. When you change your lifestyle, you change your life.
Mm,
And I'm here to tell you that has worked for me. And I know that there's medication out there, but literally, God has made this amazing, beautiful body that
mm,
at any time when you start changing up things, your body responds because it's
yes.
loving on yourself, it's you loving on your body. And I'm going to tell you, medication don't make you feel the way your body feels when you're eating right and you're exercising. It
Yes.
literally, there's a big difference. Somebody used to tell me, when you eat right and exercise, your body, your brain releases endorphins. I
Yes.
thought she said your brain releases orgasms, but
Ah,
that's what it feels like
those
to
two.
me. It feels like that. And so some of the changes that I made, and because by the time I was told it had gotten so bad, I really had to make strict changes. And that's why I tell people, if you get the diagnosis of pre-diabetes or borderline diabetes, you can still be doing things in moderation. You come
Right.
over here to my side, there's some stuff that is just not going to work for us. Like I don't do mangoes or pineapples. I had to take the fruits and learn what the glycemic index is.
Yes.
And I eat foods that are lower on the sugar contents, like more berries, blueberries, the blackberries, the boysenberries, strawberries. So I have
Okay.
to limit, and I love watermelon. I come from Chicago. We used to buy the watermelon off the streets, and so I have to limit certain fruits because it's very high in sugar. But I
Mm,
make those fruits work for me. My oatmeal, instead of sugar or honey, I will puree blueberries, a fourth of a cup of
mhm, mhm.
blueberries, maybe a third of a banana, because you have to watch banana because it's high in sugar. So I might do a third of a banana and puree that up, and I put that in my oatmeal. And that's a natural kind of sweetener that I use in my oatmeal instead of sugar. Instead of, potato chips, I will do the celery and I'll put
Mhm.
some tuna in my celery. They have so many, I make kale chips, which my son
Oh, I
loves.
love them.
Kale chips, you drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil and
Yes.
season it, and you put it in your air fryer or your oven for 25 minutes. It's got the crunchy taste of the potato chips. I do a lot. I season. I don't like broccoli, but I'm telling you,
Really?
see, no. But let me tell you how I do like broccoli. Season that stuff up with some olive oil and season it, and you put it in the air fryer, and you kind of let it toast. That broccoli, I used to only eat broccoli with like Velveeta cheese. That's how it.
Or,
I would eat
or in a
vegetables with a
baked
lot of
potato
cheese,
with a whole bunch of cheese on it, right? And
with a whole
butter.
bunch of cheese. It seems daunting, but it's really not. I literally, diabetes has saved my life. And I have people praying all the time. We want to pray to God that He take that away. And I go, don't do that. Because
Yes.
diabetes really has made me look at the labels. Diabetes has made me use this mind that God gave me and go, what can I substitute for this? Diabetes has saved my life. So even though I'm giving out a lot of things, this has just been over years of me learning and trying different things and seeing how it makes my body feel and watching my blood sugar not be as high when I wake up. So those are some of the substitutions I will make. Instead of doing a burrito, I do a lettuce wrap.
Oh,
And I
I love
put
lettuce
lettuce in.
wraps too.
If you
Hmm.
like fried eggs in the morning like I do, I love me a good scrambled and fried egg. Load that baby up with vegetables. So at
Yes.
least you're getting the
Yes.
vegetables with your fried eggs. I never used to like Brussels sprouts, but everything is in the seasoning. Get the low sodium seasoning,
Hmm.
some olive almond oils, and season it up and put it in an air fryer. You would be surprised how
Sherri, you
good
sound
that
like
just
one of us.
tastes.
You sound like one of our lifestyle coaches, because that's exactly what we talk about. We tell people that usually when people say, I don't like vegetables or I don't like a particular vegetable, It's usually the way it's been prepared,
Yes.
or the way that it was overcooked. Like I think about as a kid, I hated asparagus. I loved vegetables, but I didn't like asparagus. Well, I found out I didn't like the way my mother prepared asparagus. It was overcooked and drenched in butter. Now
Yeah.
I get them roasted and I love them. So a lot of the
Roasting
things
is
you're
the
talking about, what
yes.
you were gonna,
Roasting
yes,
is the word, Paula.
and
Roasting and
grilling. You can
grilling.
grill
Like
anything.
we like our chicken fried, and I'm talking to black women. This black women's home. We love that fried chicken. But if you season your chicken and let that chicken marinate in your
Mm-hmm.
spices, put air fryer has saved my life. And you pull out
Oh,
that air fryer and you cook that chicken 20 minutes on each side, it's crispy. It
yes.
tastes so good. It's just about finding other ways to be able to do things. And one of the benefits is you feel good. I eat a lot more salads, but I don't just eat lettuce and everybody thinks a salad is very bland. I throw everything in there:
Mm-hmm.
avocados, cherry tomatoes, peppers are good. Not the I don't do green
Mm-hmm.
peppers. You get
Mm-hmm.
those red,
Red
those
one.
yellow, and those orange peppers. Slice those babies up again. Drizzle it in a little almond avocado or olive oil. Season it and throw it in the air fryer. Those things are so sweet.
Yes.
You throw
So,
those in a salad. You throw a couple, just some little pomegranates in a salad and get some of the low fat dressing. And I chop it up real fine and I'll chop up some chicken or chop up some turkey. My son likes to eat it too. You
so
make love
I'm
salad.
sorry. So those are things that you've been doing since you've made the lifestyle change, right?
Yeah.
And but no one really talked to you or showed you all those different strategies before. So what I want our audience to know is that Sherri is talking about this and is helping her to manage diabetes and be able to really live a healthy lifestyle, no matter what, even though she has had this diagnosis. Our program actually helps individuals to do those things to prevent
Yeah.
diabetes. So think about if you didn't have to wait until you got this diagnosis and put yourself at risk to be able, to live this healthy lifestyle. You need to just do what it takes beforehand. Let's not wait until we've been diagnosed with something. Let's do what it takes to really, really improve our health and stay healthy for the long haul. Like Sherri has. Now, Sherri, I tell you, you make it look so good. I got to keep telling people, let's prevent this. Let's prevent this because she's in a state now of really taking care of herself. And something you mentioned that we also talk about in our program a lot is self-care, making sure that you relieve yourself of the stress of all the things in life that cause us to have these health issues. When you know that cortisol, once we stress out, we get the cortisol, which develops the belly fat, and we don't take care of ourselves. And we teach all kinds of really practical ways that anybody on any budget can eat healthy, relieve themselves of stress, and get moving. And a lot of what we're going to be doing tonight, what we started off doing, and how we're going to end the night, is with one of the ways of how we get moving and keep it moving. You know how back in the day, and Dr. Quinn is going to mention this later because she always does. Back in the day when she wore the doozy, what are they? The short shorts. Come on, help me out.
Daisy Dukes. Thank you very much.
Daisy Dukes. Thank
Daisy
you.
Dukes.
Daisy Dukes. Obviously, I never could wear them, but you know what? I think about when I could wear stuff like that. I was moving all the time. I was always dancing. I was always walking. I was riding bikes. I was doing stuff, and it didn't feel like I had to go to a gym. I wasn't going to a gym or working out. I was just having fun moving, and that's a big part of being healthy. So I know that a part of your journey is moving and being healthy too. So I don't want to end this conversation with talking about how you get your movement on.
Can I tell you, I think everybody thinks when they say movement, oh, I got to go to the gym. I don't want them
Yes.
looking at me. Do you know how I move? I got a pair of
Yes.
roller skates.
Okay.
I said, I want to try something that scares me. And, at my age, I'm 54. So, at this age, roller skating, we be thinking, I got to be at work in the morning. I can't be breaking no hip. And so, but I said, I'm going to get these roller skates and I got somebody to teach me just the basics. I'm not trying to do a bunch of tricks, but I'm going to tell you roller skating, your whole body is working. I also decided I'm going to take some pole fitness classes. I
Oh,
wanted to try things that I've never tried before. I go to the park with Jeffrey and I start playing basketball. I'm not doing a lot of running up and down the court. I'm just kind of pretty much grabbing the ball and throwing it to him and his friends. But it gets you
Yes.
moving. Anything you can do to get moving. Take the stairs instead of the
Mhm.
elevator. Walk to your car. So whenever we go to like an amusement park, we walk. We don't take the tram. Anything you can do, get and find something that you like. If you love to dance,
Yes.
they have so many like little cheap online dance classes where you just put on your computer and you dance or just put the music on. Jeffrey and I, before he thought it was not cool to dance with his mom, I would pop on music and we would just do a crazy
Oh,
dance
yes.
party. And that's and anything that leaves you breathless is
Yes.
good because your heart is working. It's pumping that the endorphins to your brain, oxygen to your brain, and you feel
Yes.
good.
And
And,
finding your
you know,
passion, your because everybody has some
yeah,
way they move that they can move that they love to do. So find that and let that be your way to get it going. I love it. Even though for the people that just are kind of that call themselves couch potatoes and they have a favorite television show, because we don't knock anything. We meet people where they are. We don't judge. We say, okay, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we can make it work for you and help you find a way to find your passion and make it work for you. Because if you're passionate about it, you're gonna continue doing it.
I
And
would
so,
I would challenge people who are couch potatoes because here's the thing. If you make small changes every day,
yes,
you will look up in 3 months, 6 months, a year, and see big results.
that's
So if
it.
you starting off on the couch, I would challenge you during the commercial, try
That's
doing
what
some
we do.
lunges, try doing some jumping jacks, and go just on the commercials.
Yes,
That way you can sit back down and you can watch your Real Housewives. Try have something there, a little gallon jug, and lift it while you're watching that TV. Try
absolutely.
jumping up, doing your little, jumping fast, all while the commercial is on, or doing the opening credits, during the closing credits. When you're doing your laundry, do some lunges with that laundry basket. Squat. When you're
Yes,
sitting on the toilet in the airport, I
yes,
learned this. I don't sit
yes,
on the toilet. I do that
yes.
squat. And
My
see,
Sherry, my mom actually taught me that. My mom said, that's one way to get your workout in, get a little movement in and work on the thighs. Just make sure
absolutely.
balance yourself. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, you should be one of our lifestyle coaches. Like you had time. Look, I'm telling you, you hang out with me a lot in my head. So, so I feel like for all our lifestyle coaches out there listening tonight, she sounds like us because that's exactly what we tell people when they start with us. We say, you know what? It's no problem. You call yourself a couch potato. You got your favorite show. Every commercial, get up and move and turn on your favorite music while you're washing dishes, while you're walking around your house. Get your move on. So you sound like us. But we knew that, and it's not surprising because we see you're living a healthy lifestyle. And that's what it takes. And it's a positive attitude. And the glow that you have is almost like that glow when you talk about Jeffrey, because getting healthy feels good. And being able to just know that you've done everything you can for yourself to be the best you can for yourself. And that's how you start being the best you can for others.